as they sign on.
Okay, perfect. Well, I want to welcome you all to the Marketing Your Business, Your Roadmap to Success. I want to help you with some great information today to turn leads into paying clients and grow your revenue. And, you know, people always tell me when they come on to my programs, and David also, one of the reasons they don't do the marketing is because it's too complicated, too costly. They don't want to pay for something they're not going to use, like going to a course and sticking the course on their shelf and never using it. And they don't have anybody to help them if they have any questions. So we're going to launch your first poll today, and we're going to ask you, you know, why you all do that. So if you could answer the poll, just click on whatever answer you think is the most important answer to you. We sure appreciate it. So start clicking on those poll answers, please, now. Come on, people. There goes one person. We need a couple more. Couple more, please. Keep on going. We're almost done here. Few more, few more. Yeah, almost done. Two more. Come on, holdouts. Keep on going. Oh, three more. We need three more. Come on. Please, just click on the numbers. Click on it. 999. We need three more. Two more. Come on. Two people are holding out. Come on, people. All right. So end polling. So yeah, here are the numbers here. So most people say it's too complicated or too costly. So that's really great to know. And I'll share those results for everybody. Can you guys see them on your screen? Dave, can you see it?
Yep, they're good.
Perfect, great, awesome, great. So we're going to talk about what we're going to do today for you. We're going to tell you a little bit of background on myself and David. Then we're going to go into some really great training. One of the things I want you all to do is, if you want some great information, get a pad of paper and a pen, and make sure you take lots of notes. That's one thing we hear on these webinars we do, is people wish they would have taken notes sooner. And then we're going to tell you at the end how we can help you and how you can become our clients. And then we're going to answer your questions for a section after David and a section after me. So I want to introduce you to my co-host today. David Saxby is the president and creative director of Spark Communications. David is a sales and marketing expert who has 40 years of experience. He's a speaker. He speaks to CEOs, professionals in a wide range of industries about innovative sales and marketing strategies, which we're going to show you today. And we're also going to show you today how to turn those leads into paying clients and follow a proven marketing process.
Let me introduce you to Alan. Alan's for 25 years, he's been in the digital marketing and website design field. He's had 12 years as a LinkedIn trainer and 9 years in the LinkedIn lead generation industry. So he passes that wealth on to his clients when he works with them. And we're going to talk about how you can learn to leverage LinkedIn's amazing and robust database for your business.
Perfect.
So let me, first of all, share with you the model I use working with clients to be able to determine how to grow their market. So we have a 5-part model that we work with. The first area is looking at how to generate more leads. Second part is looking at more conversions. Third part is more transactions and more profits. But beginning with the business, we have to look at the foundational part of the business, how the business is structured. So the foundation part is how you communicate with your customers by having an ability to be able to communicate your message through trust, expertise, and education, and having the right policies, procedures, and systems in place to be able to communicate with your customers as well. Many businesses do everything manually, which is a difficult way to do business in this day and age. Also, we're going to talk about a market dominating position. How can you stand out from your competitors? Because so many businesses sound exactly the same as their competitors. The last part is strategy. What is your strategy? And how do you create the right messages to the right market at the right time? So a market dominating position is simply this: having the right business strategy for your product or service and aiming that towards the right target market. And many of us in business, when we first get in business, what happens is that we think that everybody is our customer. So we need to focus that in on specific customers that have the money and the time to buy. So the second part is having the right sales and marketing strategy. So what is our brand, and does our brand deliver a promise? What is that promise? And are we consistent and coherent with our promise to our customers? Second part is our message. What message do we deliver to our customers? And typically what most businesses do is they talk about the features of their business, not the benefit to the customer. Do we have a strong offer? And do we deliver these messages through the right media at the right time to the right target market? So here's some lead generation mistakes that most businesses make. First of all, they look at tactics instead of strategy. So tactics is just using the tools that are available. And that causes a problem, because if we're not able to pick the right strategic approach, we're going to spend a lot of time bouncing around from one tactic to another. And many companies assume that lead generation is a tactical approach. So they place ads, send out mailers, do networking, trade shows, put stuff on social media. The strategic side is what you say and how you say it. And that's more important than the marketing medium you choose. But if you get the two in alignment, then we're going to wind up with a great outcome from our marketing. So poor lead generation results, business owners usually blame the tactic as the problem, when really what we should be looking at is the strategy. What strategy can we use to be able to do things effectively? And Alan, I just noticed part of the screen is missing. Is that on your side as well? There we go. Perfect. All right. So most business owners rely on platitudes. They say we have the lowest prices, the best service, we're family owned and operated, we offer convenient hours, we have the best value, and we've been in business since 1431 BC.
Oh my God, you're old, David. You're old, man.
So if we look at more leads, typically what happens for most businesses is we try one or two social media, do it for a little while, don't see any results, so we quit and we jump to another social media, or we go online and put something on Facebook and then try sending out a message through other channels. It doesn't work. So what we really need to look at is what other lead generation systems can we use in addition to digital marketing and traditional marketing. So do we have a referral system in place? If somebody works with you and provides a referral, how do we make that work? Are we using joint ventures and alliances? So Alan and I, for instance, we've got a little joint venture thing going on here where we're both sharing an audience and delivering value to the audience. Publicity and promotion. Do we use the media in a way that the message gets out to our market from a third-party endorsement perspective? Are we using direct marketing? So telephone, mail still works. Are there other direct marketing messages and methods you can use? Advertising. Are we using advertising? Advertising still works. And digital marketing typically is where most businesses have gone, and they've abandoned the traditional marketing methods, thinking that social media and digital marketing is the answer to everybody's business aspect of marketing. So, and there's other methods as well. So we're going to talk about some of the lead generation aspects of a business and how you might be able to apply some of these. So if we look at the lead generation world in the digital marketing space, you can see so many different options out there. Which ones work best for you? The secret is in understanding where your customers spend their time and where your clients go online, and engaging them and not selling to them right away. How many have seen an invitation from LinkedIn that says, hey, I'd like to connect with you, and then they start pitching, right? They start pitching their stuff right away instead of building a relationship first.
I hate that.
Yeah, we all do. So the thing is to look at which areas in social media and digital marketing space work well. more conversions. So what this simply means is you get a lead. How do you convert them to being a paying customer, or at least a prospect first and then a paying customer? So do we have a compelling offer? Is that offer something that's easy for customers, cost effective based on the value they're going to receive? Do we have scripts for everything we do? Do we have a sales script? Do we have a networking script? Do we have the script we use when we talk to people through LinkedIn and through other social media? What's our initial close rates? What do they look like? Do we 1 out of 10 leads, 1 out of 100 leads, and so on? And do we follow up with people? And if we do, how many times do we follow up with a client before they become a client, a prospect with a client? Well, many times nowadays, they're saying the formula is somewhere between 5 and 12 contacts before you actually get a paying customer.
Yeah, I saw something the other day on the internet where most salespeople only follow up with a prospect one time.
Yeah, exactly. So can we use a drip campaign? And a drip campaign is just a sequence of emails that provide value. They're not a pitch deck. They provide value to the customer with information that can help them select the right business to work with.
And the most important for that one is automated.
It's automated, exactly. So you preset it, you pre-write your content, preset it, and then deliver it on a sequence basis. So many of you were invited here through a drip campaign, an email drip campaign. More transactions. So do we have a sales team, or are we the salesperson? If we're the salesperson, do we have a system and process that automates a lot of the work that we do so that we don't have to do everything manually and frees us up to deal with customers? How do we set appointments? Do we have an automated system for setting appointments? Do we have additional products and services we can offer in addition to what we're already currently offering, so that if the client isn't interested in what we currently are offering, do they have an alternative? Can we increase the frequency of purchase with an individual customer? Because once you've got a customer, it's easier to sell more than to get a new customer. Can we downsell? So if something's too high of a price for a customer, is there an option that's slightly lower price? And can we reactivate some of our former clients? How many have ever called any of their clients that left years ago and found out how they're doing and invited them back to an opportunity to have a discussion about their business?
Oh, too fast.
So let's go back and let's talk about profits. All right, so can we increase prices? Fear with most businesses, particularly during COVID time, is if we increase prices, customers are going to leave. But if we're providing more value than that incremental increase in cost, the customers are probably going to stay. Can we increase the longevity of the time that clients work with us? As a professional speaker, I've been speaking for 35 years, and I used to do keynotes, one keynote at a time, till I realized that if I packaged my business to offer keynotes, breakout seminars, consulting, and other things in a package, I could sell more to one individual customer. Do we have an upsell or a cross-sell? So an upsell is going from a low-priced item to a higher-priced item. A cross-sell is adding other things that go naturally with what you offer. They fit into a package. And can we bundle things? So if we have multiple services, just like I mentioned with my business, I was able to bundle, keynotes with breakout seminars with consulting as a package. And can we cut costs? Many of us are spending tremendous amounts of money on buying software and joining systems and processes. All right, let's do a quick poll here.
Which one do you want to do? How many leads you get from monthly current marketing efforts?
You got it.
Okay, great. Launched. Okay, people, start clicking on buttons. Come on, you can do it. This has got to be interactive here. Good, awesome. Keep on going, please. Awesome, great, great. Awesome, awesome. Keep on going, keep on going. We need 4 more. We need 3 more. Come on, people. Click on some buttons here, please. 2 more. Come on. Just 2 more people.
Didn't realize that you were going to have to actually do something during this webinar.
Yeah. We're making you work. Come on, 2 more people. Click on a button. We're almost there. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. 1 more. 1 more person. Come on, please. One more person click on a button. There we go. And that's good. And share
Perfect.
results. So most of
Wow.
you said you only get 5 leads a month. So imagine if you could get 15 or 20 leads a month. Would that change how your business operates?
And think about also, what's that lead worth to you? One lead, what does that equal as far as customers?
Exactly.
All right, so let's launch the next poll, Alan, which is what are your primary lead generation methods?
Sure. Yeah. Relaunch polling and polling and relaunch polling. Continue and polling. Where is the? Oh, here it is. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, so launch polling. One more
Perfect.
time.
All right, so what are your primary lead generation methods? And you can select several or you can select just one depending on your business.
Yeah, keep on going. Come on, a few more. Keep on going. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, everybody's participating now. You got the hang of things, people. Awesome. Great.
Marvelous.
2 more. We need to see 2 more people to do it. 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. Come on, better swing. 2 more, 1 more person. Keep on going. 1 more. Okay, that's perfect. Awesome. End polling and share results.
All right. So that's
Wow.
interesting. Majority of you use referrals, and digital marketing seems to be a large part of it as well. Here's what's interesting about referrals. Referrals are a great way to get business leads, but they're not guaranteed. And they're sporadic in most cases, unless you have a joint venture arrangement where you share leads all the time. And that's something Alan and I are doing as an example.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't rely 100% on referrals to generate leads for your business.
Yeah,
So you
just
need to
imagine if you were able to leverage all these other systems as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So next stage, we're going to talk about the key to successful marketing for any business. So first of all, it's creating a market dominating position where your business, your services, what you provide to your customers stands out over and above your competition. Here's a little test for you. Take your marketing messages and take your name, your company name out of it, put in your competitor's name, and does it sound exactly the same? If it does, you don't have a unique brand, you don't have a unique message, and you're not going to stand out in the market. We're going to talk about a little thing called a conversion equation. How do we get leads to turn into buying customers? And a compelling offer. How do we create a compelling offer such that it makes it easy, painless, and cost-effective for a customer? And we're going to talk about strategic marketing. How do we create a strategic marketing campaign that's going to draw continuous leads in and generate customers? Okay, let's launch the next poll, Alan.
Okay. Relaunch polling, continue. Oh, end polling, sorry. This is new for me here. Do you have a strategic marketing plan, right? That one?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so it's a simple, easy yes, no.
Do you have a written strategic marketing plan, schedule, and budget? I find that most of the businesses I deal with don't have that. They don't even have an idea of what their strategy is. They're doing things helter-skelter, and they're not doing it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, and having a formalized on paper or on computer marketing plan and a schedule is so important to keep you accountable to your own business and processes. 2 more people. Come on, 2 more, 2 more, 2 more. One more person.
The last ones are usually the ones that sat at the back of the class in school.
Yeah, don't pick on me, man. Oh my goodness, okay, so that's good.
Okay,
So
perfect.
results. There you go.
Wow.
So most people don't have, and that's typically what we see.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Okay. So we're going to talk about ways that we can make this easy for you, and also talk about a system and a process that helps customers that has been used quite substantially with customers that we've worked with. So there's 8 strategies we use in the coaching system that I have that help create the results for the 5-step profit formula. So I use 95% of these with the businesses I work with. The first one is getting your advertising message to work properly. Second is building joint ventures the right way so that you're providing leads back and forth between the joint venture partners. How to look at upselling and cross-selling to make more profit from your existing customers, and how to expand your products by adding additional products or services to what you offer. How to downsell. So in a market like this, what we're typically finding is customers want an easy, low-priced entry point. How do we create a revenue-producing drip campaign? So in other words, an automated system that brings leads in. And how to stop discounting madness. Typically what happens is most businesses in an economic time like this discount like crazy. And last of all, can we look at some areas to cut costs in what we're doing? So here's what we call a conversion formula. This is how we get people to pay attention to the information that's in front of them. First of all, we have to interrupt them. What that simply means is we need to talk about what their pain is, where the pain point is with your customers, or the issues that they have. And that is usually in the headline of whatever communications you have. The second part is to engage your customers by offering them the idea of a solution to their problem. The third part is to educate them, and that's providing some information that makes it easy for them to decide. Usually the educational part is no pitch approach, just provide some information that says, hey, this is talking to me and it looks like it's going to be easy to do and simple. The last part is the offer. So the offer has to be compelling and irresistible. And what that simply means is that there has to be more value offered than the money that the customer is going to invest to do business with you. So here's a good example of an advertisement done during the time of COVID. So it's very timely. And if you look at the headline, it's the best time ever to get braces. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because if you're wearing a mask, nobody's going to see your braces. The other part is the aspect is that people can also do it at a time when it's the most convenient. So they're wearing a mask, they don't have to worry about the fact that they've got braces on. Very simple campaign. So can we provide an informational offer? And what that simply means is typically most businesses do what's called an incentive offer. What that simply means is they have a buy one, get one, or they may have a discount, or they may have a gift with purchase, or a free service like an estimate or an assessment and so on. Nothing wrong with those. They do work, but the disadvantages is that we're compromising our price integrity and our profitability. We're making it easy for customers to do shopping comparison with competition. And it only appeals to that small part of the market that's ready to buy now, typically somewhere between 1% and 3%. It also trains customers to only wait and respond for offers. I mean, how many of you look at something that you want to buy and then wait till it goes on sale, right? That's very typical. Also, what typically happens with most businesses, we do the same thing as we do with every customer, and particularly in the professional market, professional services, what typically happens is we do the same thing. We have a call me button or a call me link on our website. We have a put your contact information in here and we'll communicate with you, or get a free assessment or a free quiz, that type of thing. That's very typical of most businesses. And you can see it's got the person's name on there with his background, for instance. Same thing's true with, doctors, chiropractors, etc. They do the same thing. Call or book an appointment. Well, if they don't know you and they don't have any information that's going to help them decide, then that makes it difficult for them to decide who to do business with. Why would they want to contact you? So a flip side to that is do what we call an informational offer. So what that simply means is provide something of value that's not pitching your services that makes the customer more comfortable in doing business with you. So here's an example, for instance, with the mortgage company. It's 8 mistakes most people make when they're getting a mortgage. That's very typical. Here's a sunroom company. How many people have thought about having a sunroom attached to their home, but don't have a clue how to do it, what it would look like, or what the options are? So this provides those options for customers and gives them some ideas on how they can add that to their home. What if we have a home remodeling company? How many have had a home remodeling company work with them and had either bad results or delayed projects and so on, and couldn't quite decide what you wanted to do for renovation? So it was even more difficult because you had to rely on them to do what you're thinking in your mind. So this gives you some ideas that people can use. It's a consumer report, which helps people decide which business to go with. The business they'll probably go with is the one that provides them the right, accurate information that helps them decide. So the advantages with this is it builds trust. It establishes a relationship first. It offers the prospect, I should say, an evidence of the claims that you are the best at what you do, that you have the best services, etc. And it appeals to that 99% or 97 to 99% that haven't decided to buy right now. So most customers have a threshold of resistance. We're the same way. If you've ever gone to a car dealer to buy a car, what typically happens, right? We're afraid that by the time we've bought the car, it's doubled in price, or it's at least added a third more cost to the buying of the car. So we get people who are thinking about buying, who are trying to decide at some point why they should buy. They have a low threshold of resistance because they're nowhere near the buying decision making. Then we have people in the middle who have an objection to ownership. They're trying to decide why should they buy. This is where the informational offer helps them decide. And then the last part is the people who want to buy right now. They're trying to decide who to buy from. So typically 1 to 3% are ready to buy right now after they see your offer. About 7% within a 30-day period. Now, this is pretty generic. This is across industries, so this is not specific to your industry, and I'm sure you would have some information about your industry as to the buying cycles. 30% are looking in the next 6 months. 30% are looking sometime in the next 2 years. And 30% will never buy from you because they either don't like the product, they don't like the person selling the product, or they've found a better option. So that 97% is what we really need to focus on, because typically what happens is that most businesses are in the dogfight for the typical 3% of the market. And how do we do that? We provide an informational offer or some other option that makes it easy and painless for customers to decide to buy. So let's look at a typical sort of chiropractor. Typically on their sites, it says call or book a free exam. Schedule an appointment. What if the chiropractor offered a free back pain report, how you can resolve some of your back pain forever? Simple things that you could do. Does that make him stand out differently from the rest, him or her stand out differently from the rest of the market? It also is a low information point offer. So let's do the next poll, Alan. We're going to talk about the conversion formula here.
There we go.
So does your website or other marketing you do use the conversion formula? I talked about that earlier. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Or does it mostly talk about you and what you do?
We find that most websites and most customers put features on the website, how long they've been in business for, what they do, but it doesn't talk about the benefits of working and the pain points customers and also the results customers can create with working with that business. Yeah, so exactly. We got Half the people done, half the people done. Keep on going, people. Couple more buttons to click. Couple more, two more, two more, two more, two more. Come on. Two more, one more. One more person, please. One more person, please. One more, one more, one more, one more. Come on, somebody. Click on the button.
Sounds like an auction, Alan.
It does, doesn't it? Okay, that's good.
Mostly talks about you. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That was kind of a weighted question because we sort of knew the answer to that one. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is share with you 2 of the 8 strategies that I talked about earlier that help increase profits for businesses. First of all is making any advertising that you do work for you. The second one is how to create a drip campaign. So here's a case study of a psychologist who works primarily with parents. And so you can see on the website, it says parenting advice and resources from Dr. John Smith. So if you substitute any other psychologist in there, probably say the same thing. On the right side, it says free consultation, schedule an appointment, so on and so forth. And you can see he has 9 different areas he specializes in. So we did a remake of this. And here's his original script as well, which basically says parenting advice from Dr. John Smith. Blah, blah, blah. Greeting parents. My name is Dr. John Smith, so on. I want to welcome you to Remarkable Parenting. You'll find hundreds of pages of articles. Now, how many parents have time to read hundreds of pages of articles to solve a problem that they have at home? So he talks about his 9 areas of expertise and call for a free consultation. That was the original website. It's a generic headline. So if we look at the conversion formula, you can see we've created what's called a squeeze page or a landing page, which actually leads people to solve one problem, one issue. So you can see, are you sick and tired of yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Now you can discover the secrets of controlling your child and instantly restoring peace and quiet in your home. How many parents would love that?
Benefits, also, not features, right?
Yes, exactly. Also, you can see here that there is a place to get a 60-second tip sheet on controlling a child that's acting out. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. One single problem that they're solving. And you can do that with all 9 areas of the service. So this was the original video script, or I should say the modification of the original video script. So here it asks the question, are your parents struggling to gain control of your child's attitude and emotions? Some of the things that the child might be doing, like screaming at you, so on and so forth. My name is Dr. John Smith. I help parents with techniques to solve the problems quickly. And so enter your name and email in the box to the right to get a series of 60-second techniques that will work immediately to restore peace and quiet in your home. Much more effective.
As a drip campaign automated.
Yeah, this is actually just on the squeeze page, but the drip campaign would lead to that. Exactly. So you can see here, he was getting an average of about 300 leads per month. That's people going to his website and asking about the consultation. This is on the original website, not the modified website, the squeeze page. So he got about 10% consented to a consultation. That's basically 3 customers. That represents the typical results that they would get from a website, or 1%, as I talked about earlier. So the conversion formula again was interrupt with your headlines. That's talking about a problem or an issue your customers have. Engage with your subheadline. So that's offering a solution. And then educate them as to why you are the best company, service, business to work with. And last of all, make an offer that's irresistible, simple, and cost-effective for the customer. So here's the results from the revised landing page. 300 leads per month converted to 20%, or 60 requests for the offer, or 6 customers consented to have a consultation. And the average sale was $800 per customer. So that's another $2,400 per month in income or $28,800 in a year in increased revenue. And that's only one method of bringing in leads. So what does a drip campaign do? Well, a drip campaign automatically delivers a message on a preset sequence to convince customers. Alan, can you go back a second there? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, delivers a communication on a predetermined and scheduled basis. So the child psychologist originally was getting 300 leads, and using the squeeze page to draw those people in, we were able to get 60 opt-ins for the free offer. That means that 6 became customers and only 54 people did not become customers. So we put them back into the funnel and they receive a drip campaign, which is just simply a sequence of either emails, or in your business, you could use direct mail the same way. And so we put those 54 back into the funnel and have a drip campaign. So let's assume it produces 2 new customers from that sequence. So that means there's 52 to put back into the funnel and keep promoting to through a drip sequence. So that equated 72 clients in 12 months as a result of the drip campaign. So that's 3,600 prospects. They go through the drip campaign and it creates 156 clients, 156 new clients for that psychologist. So that's what the math looks like for those of you who are mathematically oriented. It winds up 156 clients as a result of being able to create that campaign that keeps in touch with the client. And I just saw a question come in. We're going to take a break and answer some questions at the break. But Brian was asking, how is it managed? Basically, it's managed through an email service. So it could be something like Aweber, MailChimp. There's at least half a dozen types of services out there. And what it does, it can send out multiple emails at the same time, but you don't get nailed with spam if you use your regular email. You could get caught with spam if you're sending out too many messages over a short period of time. So by month 12, they had 30 new patients a month. Do you think this is something that the psychologist could deal with? Absolutely, because they're not dealing with individual inquiries all the time and having to manage single inquiries. They're able to take those inquiries, turn them into paying clients. So we have a software program with the coaching program that I run. And what it does is it does an analysis of 40 different areas of business from those 5 different profit areas I was talking about earlier, and determines where the most profitability will be from those particular marketing methods. And you can see by this chart here, this just breaks down an example of, say, a business that's got 100,000 in revenue and their net profit margin is 20%. Their gross profit is 50%. So you can see incremental little increases of 1 to 2% can actually exponentially increase the revenue. So we also have an area that analyzes the sales process. If you're working with a sales team and you have multiple people in your team, we can look at the sales process and how leads are coming in and how they're distributed and so on, and how you work with your sales team. And then recently, we just added a digital aspect to the software as well, which allows us to analyze the different digital spaces that we showed you earlier in the digital space, lead generation area. So this software is very accurate because it has 497 million algorithms behind it, analyzes the questions you answer and the data you give us such that we can come up with a projected increase in revenues. And we can generate a report. And from that as well, we can also create a timeline and a sequence of how the information is distributed out to your market through the various channels. We can also take a look at what the result is in 6 months or a year from doing the same analysis. So it's a very effective way of looking at your business and allows you an opportunity to be able to take a look at where you're most likely going to have the best results. So let's launch the last poll question there, Alan.
Awesome.
Just, yeah, leave this.
Okay. Okay. No, that's not mine. No, that was your last poll question I have on here.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so just to give you an example, if we go back to Dr. John Smith, the psychologist, you can see here we used a profit acceleration software package, and we only looked at half a dozen areas of his business, and his original income was $250,000 a year. And by using the new approaches that we took, the drip campaign and so on, be able to improve the messaging and that, we were able to increase his revenues up to 400,000. So again, with the business, that's a pretty significant change in revenue. So just to refresh what I talked about earlier is we have 5 steps to the profit formula. First of all is getting the foundation of your business in place so you have the right strategy, you're going after the right target market with the right messages, and you have a system and process in place to be able to communicate with those customers. Then we looked at generating more leads, not only through social media, but multiple different channels. How do we convert those leads into paying customers? And you can see an example based on that Dr. John Smith case study. And then we turn them into more transactions and then manage those transactions to increase revenue. So here's the interactive part now. If you have some questions you'd like answered, please either we'll unmute you or you can enter them in the chat, and we'll take a few minutes to answer those questions.
Anybody have any questions for David at all? Stick them in the chat box or just unmute yourself. You can talk now. Going once.
Did we mention
going twice?
The interactive part? There you go. Yeah, here's a question from Linda. Will you be talking more about the software costs, etc.? Yes, we're at the end. We have we're going to make an offer to you that can help you with your business. Okay. Also, a question from Brian was just a second here. How's the drip campaign managed? Where did it go?
In light of anti-spam legislation.
Oh, yes. The systems that you can use to deliver those messages, like I say, I mentioned a couple, Aweber and MailChimp, but there's at least a dozen of them out there. They have the system set up so that you get people to opt in. So that's what you did when you came to our webinar, is you gave us permission to communicate with you through their email system. So that's how it gets around the whole spam legislation thing.
And then Dave also asked about LinkedIn stuff. Can links be set up on LinkedIn to scheduling calendar? Yes, they can. I'll talk more about that during the process here.
Oh, and I just noticed Brian said he can't unmute himself. Can you unmute him, Alan?
Yeah, I thought I did. Unmute themselves, they can. All they gotta do is click on the unmute button. Where's Brian?
Or Brian, you can just pop a question into the chat window too.
Yeah. And actually, Brian is unmuted now. You can talk, Brian, if you want to.
There was
Maybe
a message coming up saying that the host would not allow us to unmute ourselves, but you've
really. I clicked on the button to do that. Anyways, go ahead.
No worries. I think David just answered the anti-spam, because if you're starting to drip on somebody, there's only a specific period of time where you've got implied consent.
Yep.
And then you have to stop dripping on them, or you run the risk of being charged under anti-spam, which can be fairly punitive.
Yep.
Yeah, the idea there is at a certain point where that might kick in is you ask their permission to continue with them.
Yep.
And
as well as all emails also have a unsubscribe button.
Yeah,
that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Do some of those systems, David, automatically kick out that request for permission, and then would turn them off the system if they don't give permission. Because
Yep.
if you get enough leads in the system there, it's very hard to manage manually.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
automated.
Yeah, exactly. So the with the systems, what it does is it simply brings back a customer that says unsubscribe. You just take them out of your list and don't send to them anymore. So you do have to, that part you do have to manage, on your own. You could have a personal assistant that helps with that, as well. Anyway, so let's move on to the LinkedIn part here on.
For sure, absolutely. So I want to do a quick poll, and let's see here. Okay, here we go. So let me ask you guys, are you currently using LinkedIn for lead generation or marketing? Just put in yes or no in there. It's a pretty simple question. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Keep on going, keep on going. Oh, a lot of people actually are using LinkedIn. I was surprised. Keep on going. Two more people. Come on, hold out to the end. Just click on the button. One more person, one more person, one more. One more. Come on, let's hold out. And okay. All right, so share results. So some people actually are using LinkedIn for lead generation or marketing. I'm very, very surprised. Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about lead generation and marketing on LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn, right? Launched in 2003 by Reid Hoffman and Alan Blue. They hired Jeff Weiner as CEO, acquired by Microsoft for $26 billion. Can you imagine? 13 years of hard work, and all of a sudden you, your family, your friends, your friends' friends, your family's friends, everybody's multimillionaires. Over 820 million users on LinkedIn as of November 2020. I think it's 830 million now. 200 million users are active monthly. 160 million users are in North America. 40% of LinkedIn users actually use LinkedIn daily. And US, Canada, Brazil, UK, India have the highest number of users per month. And 44% of LinkedIn users earn more than $75,000 per year, which is a very interesting number compared to a Facebook user. The average Facebook user earns $30,000 per year. So it's very, very important. The people on LinkedIn, they have money, they have decision and buying power, they have everything. So 280 million people on LinkedIn use it, 40% use them daily for business owners. Nearly half of the people on LinkedIn have decision-making authority for their companies. That's really incredible also, because if you start doing lead generation or marketing on LinkedIn and you're talking to somebody, they have the power to say yes or no to you and actually buy from you. And LinkedIn posts, when you actually do content marketing on LinkedIn, reach an estimated 9 billion people each month, with most of the content coming from less than 100 million people. And I'll be happy to answer any questions at the very, very end of my presentation. So just hold on to those, okay? LinkedIn has a tiny fraction of content creators compared to Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, but LinkedIn has huge organic reach, which means Google, Bing, all those major search engines are dramatically going through LinkedIn, and they are getting the content. So your content can show up on Google very, very easily. For instance, I'll show you quickly here. So if I go to my, can you guys see my screen here? David, you can see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So here's an article I wrote on LinkedIn many years ago, and it's still on LinkedIn. If I type in the word, just a couple of keywords on LinkedIn, and I talk about in this article here that LinkedIn is like dating. And we've all seen those situations where, once again, like David said, someone sends you a connection request on LinkedIn, and sometimes they even send their sales message and the connection request, which is absolutely crazy because it doesn't work. No one wants to be marketed to. On my LinkedIn lead generation program, I coined the phrase, let's go there for a second, coined the phrase relationship marketing. So it's very, very important that in this day and age on your social media, and especially on LinkedIn, you create the relationship with people before you do your quote unquote ask sales. So, and how do you do that? And I'm going to go over all the different ways of doing that during the presentation. So LinkedIn has a powerful job board. You can build your brand on LinkedIn and have a huge network. I've seen people who have, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 million followers. It can help you rank your name on Google and maintains a Rolodex of your contacts, as well as because LinkedIn now has like 830 million people on it worldwide, it gives you reach globally. You can reach companies and their employees. I had a client who ran a huge trade show in Toronto. He's on a video on the homepage of my website, and he was getting, a lot of connections on LinkedIn, like a lot of people do, but he wasn't getting any engagement. And what we did is we targeted not only the CEO of the company, but we targeted employees, telling the employees, hey, this person's trying to get a hold of the CEO. And the CEO came on to talk to him about, call the dogs off, he said, I think. And, but they landed the company, and that was a $100,000 contract. So they ran a huge concrete and construction trade show in Toronto. It's been postponed for the last 2 years because of COVID, but is the biggest trade show in North America for concrete and construction. Helping to industry news, prize and opportunity network, and the most important thing for me and my clients is marketing and lead generation. So your LinkedIn profile, it's got to be more than a resume. Your profile is the most important property to get right on LinkedIn, as opposed to your company page. Your profile has to be absolute rock star. Marketing tool to expand your network, grow your credibility and authority, stand out from your competition. Remember what Dave said about, can you put the same messaging on somebody else's profile? If you look up somebody in the same industry and same space you're in, could you put your content on their profile and be able to be like, oh yeah, that works there also. So it's got to be unique. Show off your career success and everything else. You've heard the saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So also, I like using the saying, no one will care how much you know until they know how much you care. 99% of people on LinkedIn have no cover banner, have a terrible profile picture, have terrible content on their profile. So you really need to be able to answer the 4 questions of what I talk about for LinkedIn, which is when they come to your profile after you message them, who are you? Write this down for yourselves if you can. Who are you? What do you do? What can you do for me? And why should I use your services as opposed to anybody else who does exactly the same thing on LinkedIn that you do? Why should I use you? And you've all heard this from people, your customers. Oh, I love using your services, love using you as a business because of ... But no one's writing that stuff down on paper, and no one's communicating that on your profile. So either talk to your clients and point blank ask them, why do you like working with me, right? And then write the stuff down and then try to work on formalizing that. One of the reasons people hire me on LinkedIn is because I've gotten really good at copywriting and formalizing those messages on their profile and their about section. Here are some examples of great cover banners. You got to impress the hell out of people when they go to your LinkedIn profile. And if you have a crappy banner or you have no banner at all, find someone to build you a banner. Also, people's headshots. I've redone almost all of my clients' headshots because either they weren't smiling or they looked very professional or they're cut out of a picture at a wedding, holding on to their spouse, and they cut themselves out and stuck themselves in there, right? Or they look, that stoic look. Well, no one wants to work with those people. They want to work with people who look like this, smiling, and people are not over smiling here. They look very, very friendly, look very, very professional. For women and men, if you're running a business, wear professional dress attire like these guys are here, right? I usually tell them a darker jacket or darker shirt, clean shaven, lightly makeup for women, and just look professional, right? So an optimized profile ranks higher in LinkedIn by searches by recruiters, hiring managers, professionals. Like if I have someone on LinkedIn, let's just take a look for a second on my LinkedIn again. So if I have someone on my LinkedIn and I go to my invitations and I look at this information here and I go, well, you know, take a look at some pictures over here of people on LinkedIn. Like here's a picture over here. So I'm not even sure what is in the background over here, but he's not smiling. You know, he's got some weird kind of plants in the background. It's, you know, rather distracting. So, you know, you really want to make sure that your professional headshot looks professional, looks really, really professional, right? So, you know, there's so many things you can do on LinkedIn that you shouldn't do. Like here's one of my clients. And I redid his headshot and I actually put his wife in there because he runs a, I'll go to his actual profile here. So I put his wife in his professional headshot because he runs a family-owned business. And I thought it was important to, you know, show that he's a part of a family. So very, very important. You know, you only have a few seconds to have people accept your connection request. And then, you know, with your messaging that we'll talk about later on, figure out whether or not they will actually join you or they will talk to you as far as booking a meeting with you. So while not do your headline, you don't use your job title alone. So if you're just the CEO of your company, well, you know, that's important to you, but it's not that important to the people who come to your profile. Once again, on that headline section where you usually put what you do, you've got to answer the questions, you know, what can you do for me and why should I use your services as opposed to anybody else? What are the benefits of using your services? So like, you know, expert, winning, dedicated, best, really, really important you use those things on your profile and really figure out why you're different. So also, because LinkedIn's algorithm for doing searches, so when you go on the search bar over here, right, on people, and you type in, you know, marketing. So LinkedIn's algorithm is very, very much like Google's old algorithm before they, you know, maybe 10 years ago. So it's very, very important that within your profile, you put the key phrases, like just think like Google. What would people look up on Google to possibly find either me or my service? And then put a smattering, not keyword stuffing it's called, not, you know, the same message or the same, you know, marketing manager, marketing officer, you know, marketing expert over and over and over again, but just a smattering of those key phrases within your profile. It's called LinkedIn SEO. And it's very, very important that within your profile, in your title, especially your title, but also your about section, you have that information in there. So when people do a search on LinkedIn trying to find either you or your services, you come up on page 1 on their feed. Headline examples, human resources consultant. I like using this little pipe over here. So the pipe key is on your keyboard. So I got the first phrase, human resources consultant, then a space, then a pipe. And once again, the pipe key is on your keyboard. It's right above the enter key. So you press the shift key and the pipe key, which is right above the enter key on your keyboard to a pipe. I like how it looks. Looks like very, very clean, right? Salesforce trainer, are you pushing your CRM to full potential? And I would have actually put in there afterwards, if you're not, contact me. Or if you don't think you are, contact me. And, you know, commercial realtor, connecting business owners to, and I would probably have said, you know, to the best, you know, the best properties or the, you know, the properties that are best tailored to your business, that kind of thing. Here's an example of one. Love helping prevent and reverse heart disease, cardiac rehabilitation, Heart Health Authority, author and speaker. Digital marketing and content expert, Wall Street Journal best-selling author, right? That's really important. You know, that's why her, because she's a Wall Street Journal best-selling author, keynote speaker, writer. So your summary, or now it's called your about section, this is the guts of your LinkedIn profile. You have 2,000 characters to describe who you are, how you help them, and what sets you apart from the pack. Remember to do benefits, not just features. So the features are, you're the CEO of your company, you've been in business for 25 years, these are the services you offer. The benefits are, you know, we on average, we increase our clients' revenue by 30% in the first 12 months, right? That's a benefit. Other things like that you can possibly put in there. So once again, really think about, and write this down, really think about, why do my clients work with me? What do I do differently than everybody else in my industry, and how can I communicate that on my LinkedIn profile? Also, people have told me, well, I don't want to put that on my profile because my competitors will, you know, copy it. Well, you know, that's one way of looking at things. You know, when I heard this a long time ago about something similar, you know, how people say, well, I don't want to invest in my employees' training because of the fact that my employees will get trained and they'll leave the company. But what if you don't have, what if you don't have well-trained employees? What will that do to your bottom line? So what if you don't have the right information on your profile? What will that do to your marketing and lead generation efforts, right? So your summary is not just a job description, benefits, not features. It should not be all about you. What can you do for me? And your summary should not ignore the problems you solve for customers, your client's company. Once again, you know, just talking about what you guys do, you should talk about the pain points. So, you know, most clients, like for us, you know, most clients, as we said beforehand in the polls we did, most clients don't have the systems in their business that automate a lot of the things they gotta do, and therefore their lead generation and marketing really isn't working for them properly. We solve that problem. Your summary should address your target audience, what do they need, what they're looking for, what is their pain point, and also, you know, we talked about, someone talked about putting a link to their, you know, calendar booking link. So once again, I think it was Brian, I think, said that. So if you go to my profile on LinkedIn, this is where you put it, Brian. You put it right in the contact info. And so here is my contact info at the bottom. Click on the pencil icon, and here is my calendar booking link, and I can put in there other, and I can say book a meeting with me, and that's how you insert your calendar booking link on your profile. Speak to your industry expertise on your profile. Use some of the key phrases or some of the language that your industry uses, but don't make it too complicated. Don't make it, you know, too techy, right? I was talking to somebody last month about the oil and gas industry in Alberta and what's happened to it, and we're talking about, you know, how to market to them, and, you know, it came up that a fair amount of people in that industry don't have any university or college education. They came out of high school, they started working in the industry because the money was so great many years ago, and they became experts in the industry, but they don't have a college or university education. So if you put, you know, too complicated words into your summary, it might turn some people off. So make sure also, we've all seen, this is an important one on your summary, include your contact information. Make sure your stuff is updated properly. We've all gone to people's LinkedIn profiles, and their contact information has no phone number, has no email. You got to hunt around the internet to actually figure out how to contact them. And we all know that people's attention spans nowadays are like nothing. So, you know, usually, unless they really, really want to get a hold of you, they'll just go next. I don't need to do, you know, it's too hard to do. So make sure you have your contact information, and also make sure the contact information as far as your website actually works. I can't tell you how many clients' websites I've gone to on their profiles when I want to talk to them, and the websites don't even work anymore. So make sure your contact information is updated and works properly. Demonstrate your passion, show some personality in your summary, make yourself approachable, use I as opposed to just we, right? Intrigue your readers and win credibility. So once again, how do you win credibility with people on LinkedIn? Well, it comes up to a lot of your content marketing. So what are you posting in your content? Are you using videos? Are you posting content on a regular basis? Here is my content on my LinkedIn profile. And on a regular basis, you can see that I post content on LinkedIn very regularly. Here's just some of the content I post. And the reason you're seeing the same post over and over again is because when I post content on LinkedIn, one of the strategies I use is I post my content on my groups. Here are groups on LinkedIn. We'll talk a little more about this later on, but here's the groups I belong to on LinkedIn, right? And look at these numbers here. Some of these groups on LinkedIn have some big numbers. Here's my group. If you guys want to join my group, here's a group I started, a pod I started on LinkedIn. So just click on this, join my group. And when you post your content on LinkedIn, I started this pod to do this. Why is my messaging or my chat box not popping? Here it goes. There it goes. And David said he's muted, so give me a second just to unmute him. Where are you, David Saxby? There you are. More. I don't know why you're muted, man. Ask to unmute. You should be able to unmute yourself. Let me see here.
Yep, I am now.
There you go. It's great. Perfect. Awesome.
Just want to let people know I've been posting a couple of links up to some examples
Okay.
on the chat room as well.
Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, I started this pod on LinkedIn. The whole idea is you post in your original link to your post as opposed to copying the content. So I wouldn't go to my content over here. So here's my content. I wouldn't go in here and copy the content and just go and repost the content in my group. I would actually go to the three dots over here and go copy link to post. And the reason you do this is because if you post these links into groups on LinkedIn and all the links in all your groups go back to the same post and people view it, like it, share it, it causes all what's called link juice to go back to the original post, and then more people will see your actual post, as the algorithm on LinkedIn says that if a lot of people or people on your post within the first 60 minutes like it, comment, share on it, more people will see your post. They'll show more people in your first connections your actual content. That happens on all large social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. So did you post this one just now, David? Can't hear you again. Okay, so another thing you can do on LinkedIn is you can post rich media. So rich media is like PDFs, videos, JPEGs, PNGs, GIFs. You can all post them on your LinkedIn profile, and they say that people who go onto 2 different profiles on LinkedIn, chat box here. Yeah, great. So people on LinkedIn who see 2 different profiles on LinkedIn, the one that has the eye-catching videos and has a lot of rich media content will get more engagement than one that doesn't. And here, once again, is your content on LinkedIn for rich media. So you can go to your profile on LinkedIn, and you can jump on here, and you can add to your rich media on your feature section over here. Now, if you're posting, trying to post a video on your feature section, you got to actually create a post on LinkedIn by going to your home page and creating a post here and loading your video up to your post, as opposed to So here's a thing over here. So also LinkedIn has a 10-minute limit, so you can measure quickly how long your video is, and it has to be less than 10 minutes. But then you can post your actual video content on your feature section. And you can see on here the stuff I posted on my LinkedIn, JPEGs, GIFs, PNGs, SlideShare stuff. LinkedIn owns SlideShare. So all these things here. Can you post one on LinkedIn there, Dave? So another thing LinkedIn does for you is gives you this little link to measure your social selling dashboard. This is how engaged you are with your first connections on LinkedIn and how they see you. And as you can see, I'm in the top 1% of my industry, and I'm the top 2% of my network as far as how often I post, what I post, how engaged I am with my audience. So this is a good tool to measure, how you are on your LinkedIn. So I wanted to do I'll save this actually. Articles and posts. So so one of the quick things we posted here was, how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? How do you build a relationship with them? Well, a big part of it is by the content you post, and especially video content. And if you're going to create video content on your LinkedIn, here's an example of video content I do for one of my clients on a regular basis. I do this thing where, here we go. So I think this is one of them. There it goes. So videos that have a bumper.
Greg,
Videos
happy
that have
Wednesday to you. Good to see you.
this closed captions on the bottom. A little bit of background music. I've seen people post videos on LinkedIn with no background music, and let's see how smooth this is.
Good to see you too, John.
I am with Greg Lockman, who is a healthcare executive.
So hopefully you guys could hear that little bit of background music on your videos. So when people hire me to do their LinkedIn programs for them, I edit their videos for free, because I know that video content is a big part of lead generation strategy I have for my clients, and I'm going to make sure it's easy for them, because most of them don't know how to edit videos at all. So having some like background music, having also very important, if you're going to use your mobile phone for creating your videos, and you can, absolutely, because mobile phones have phenomenal cameras nowadays, turn your phone sideways. Landscape, not up and down. Portrait, we've all seen videos on LinkedIn and other social media where you have that little slice in the middle of the screen for the video. Turn your phone sideways. Other things you can do is also comment on other people's articles and posts, especially if that person is commenting on one of your articles or posts. You can comment on their thing or thank them, right? But also a great way of getting new lead generation is to find that person's feed on LinkedIn, go into their section where you see all their articles and posts and their marketing, and then just start choosing their articles and posts and commenting on them. And that will get them to notice you. And hopefully the whole idea for what I do for my lead generation and engagement on LinkedIn is, marketing is simply get engagement. How to get people to talk to you. So people often ask me also, I'm not sure how to write an article or post. I'm stuck. So the biggest thing I do with my clients is I brainstorm the topics. So what could you possibly write about? And things I see on LinkedIn, which you probably see yourself, go with the LinkedIn feed and find articles and posts that have great engagement. Someone has a question over here. Let's see if we can find the question here. I can't see. For some reason my chat box isn't coming up. David, what was the question there? Dave, unmute yourself, please. So I can't hear David at all. So I'll give this to you later on. But the first thing I do is have people, find topics, and the topics I see that are really engaging on LinkedIn, that get tons of engagement, likes, shares, comments, are things that are challenging. I went through depression. I had a problem with my, my life or my child or my husband or my wife when we got COVID and recovered. Those are the kind of struggles that people love hearing about on LinkedIn because it makes you real. It really humanizes you. So once you have the article and topic, then you Google it, then you find a graphic, you go to the same thing and you find on LinkedIn on images on Google, a powerful headline you come up with that sucks you to read the whole article. So think about this for a second. Everybody close their eyes for 1 second and think of whale. Did you see in your mind's eye WHALE, or did you see a picture of a whale? And most everybody tells me to see a picture of a whale. Our mind thinks in pictures, not in wording. So make sure your wording on your article, especially for your headline and subheadline, is very descriptive. I'll be happy to send you that information, that article writing formula. Just email me after the webinar is finished. I'll be happy to send it to you. So here's one of the people that I follow. If you just take a note of her name, you can see that many of her articles and posts get huge engagement, as well as look on the left-hand side here, how many followers she has. Because she's been doing exactly what I'm talking about over the last 5-6 years I've been following her. I followed her when she had braces. She had a big grill of braces in her mouth, but now she has 2,365,933 followers, and that was like, several months ago. I think I just went on her profile the other day, and she had 2,400,000 plus followers. So when she posts articles and information on LinkedIn, you can see she has 29,000 likes, 1,433 comments. And what this does is people will be reaching out to her, trying to get her for speaking engagements, trying to, talk to her, engage with her also. So let me launch a quick poll over here. If you could use LinkedIn lead generation and get 5 to 15 new sales calls per week, would that be of interest to you? So just start filling on the poll, yes and no. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 maybes, some maybes over here. Yeses, come on, couple more, 9, 10, 11, 12, keep on going, keep going. 2 more people. Just give me 2 more answers and I'll share the results. Awesome, great. So many of you said yes, some of you said maybe. So on average, for my process that I use for my LinkedIn lead generation program, we're seeing anywhere between 5 to 15 new sales calls every single week. And that's pretty amazing considering people only said beforehand on a previous poll, they're getting maybe, 5 leads a week, possibly, maybe sometimes 5 leads a month. What to do in your experience section. Another topic. So people often ask me this here. So if you're using LinkedIn profile for a job search, include all your previous work experience. If you're using LinkedIn for marketing and lead generation, only include your experiences that are relevant to your current position. So if you were a bag boy at Safeway grocery store, when you were younger, and now you're a marketing expert or a financial advisor, not relevant at all, right? So to get rid of it totally. So your business professional experience should be thorough, and don't worry about, putting in the dates of your experience. Some people have experienced some kind of anxiety over ageism or age discrimination. Well, I think it just gives you, the history of working in your audience, and I think that's really great and fantastic personally. So here's your experience section over here. One thing I want to also tell you is that make sure you either have created a company page on LinkedIn, which is done over here. Create a new company page. At the bottom, when you click on the work on the right-hand side of your menu bar, and make sure that your company page is properly connected to your LinkedIn account. When you see your experience over here, your logo should be colorized. It shouldn't be that gray logo like this one over here from old experiences I have that aren't really that, I don't really care about them. But here's the one of LinkedIn that I should probably just connect my other website. But I have my primary ones on top of here is colorized, and that means your LinkedIn experience is properly connected to your account. And also, you notice when I highlighted this over here, you have that you can reorder them and drag them. So here's the little dragging tab over here. If your previous work position has ended, you can't drag it anymore. Only ones that are currently open. So you can either click on the pencil icon and edit them and make sure that you're currently working there still, and then reorder them or get rid of them altogether. Some samples of experiences. Here's Director of Western Canada Institute for Human Resource Potential. So here's, how they should be written properly. Once again, I think Dave's put some examples of experiences into, your feed there. A LinkedIn event platform, super, super important. This is how almost all of you got here. And I really want to tell you that if you're doing any kind of, situation where you can create a webinar, I call this educational marketing, then the LinkedIn event platform is the bomb. You can invite all your first connections on LinkedIn to your webinar, and then once you click on the, let me show you here for a second. Probably can't do it anymore because this is actually happening today, but it's over here on the home page. See the events over here? Click on the plus button, create your own event. Once your event is created, you can go to it, and then normally, it still works because it's not over yet. So I can go to all my connections on LinkedIn and invite them by either location. So here's all my connections from Calgary, which I invited already. And as you can see, the checkboxes by their names isn't there anymore because I've already used them already. I've already checked on them. So I have a whole strategy on this. If you're on a PC, and I haven't seen a Mac do this properly, but I can go on my PC with a mouse and just do this on my scrolling wheel. Automatically scroll. So I can leave this afterwards. I can leave it for maybe 10, 15 minutes, come back to it. And then I have a whole strategy about how to check on the checkboxes all at one time and everything else, because I tried to figure how this whole thing out, and I finally figured out how to use it. So the two filters I use mostly are the location filter or the industry filter, which is over here. So industries come up here. And if you can go on the internet, you can find a file on the internet for LinkedIn that has all the LinkedIn industries. So you can pick the industries you want to target, or you can target them by location. I think that's pretty freaking cool. Wow. So I hope you guys got some great information. I can't believe it's 11:25 already. What, an hour and a half has gone by so quickly. Dave, want to unmute yourself, Dave, so I can hear you? We have a great offer for you, and I want to tell you about it. So we find that most people really want help from LinkedIn. So I'm just going to do this here. So Dave, can you unmute yourself, please? David Saxby asked to unmute.
There we go.
There you go. I have a little trouble unmuting everything here today. So, but yeah. So some people said they wanted help from the information we put on there. If I can give you, on my side, 5 to 15 new leads every single week. If Dave could help you, take the rest of those people who haven't actually hired you from those leads and stick them into a funnel and get even more lead generation and more sales and more conversions, would that be, worth it to you? And we put together a great offer. We're charging basically less than half what we normally charge for this on this program and package. On my side, I'm gonna go on your profile, I'm gonna redo your whole profile for you. I'm gonna do a new cover banner for you, help with your personal photo. We write the copy for you. We're gonna work with you by doing a 2-hour Zoom session with you and show you exactly what to do and exactly how to do it on LinkedIn as far as getting more leads, more lead generation, more conversions, everything from LinkedIn. And you know, the normal value what I charge normally for the service here is about $1,500 US. And then Dave, want to talk about yours?
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing that we'll do together is take a look at what you're currently doing and how we can improve that. So again, we have the profit acceleration software that we can use to develop that, and then also give you access to a coaching system that has tips and ideas that will help you improve your marketing. You can either do it on your own, or we can talk about working together to build a marketing strategy and plan. And also along with that, there's access to videos, and I'll be able to communicate with you once a month and touch base on what you're doing, be able to see where things are needing to improve and things are doing well. So the idea Alan and I talked about, we put the two together. We said, well, during this particular period of COVID, we'll make this a one-time offer for people who've attended the webinar. And so the total value that we're putting together is nearly $2,000, but we're offering it to anybody that's been on this webinar for $997 US, or you can break it up in a couple of payments, as you can see here, either $577 or $251. Break it up in several payments. I also put this offer into the chat window so you can have a look at that yourself. If you'd like us to touch base with you and talk about this a little more, please, by all means, touch base with us. I'm just going to put our email addresses in here.
And also we have some free gifts for you. Dave is going to email this to everybody who was on the webinar today. A LinkedIn profile guide so you can do things yourself if you don't want to use us. And also his marketing strategies ebook. So, you know, now we can open up the thing. You can mute yourselves now if you want to. You can ask us questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about LinkedIn. Dave will happy to answer any questions you have about lead generation, marketing, or, you know, email marketing also. So unmute yourselves and you can ask questions, or you can just put them in the chat box if you want to also. And a lot of you said beforehand, one of the reasons you haven't done proper marketing is because you don't have someone you can use as a resource and talk to on a regular basis. That's one thing my clients love about working with me. I give them my mobile number and they can text message me, and as long as between 9 and 5, I can jump onto Zoom with them and I can actually show them how to do something, or I can quickly answer the questions for them. And, you know, having a resource of, you know, 2 seasoned marketing professionals who can actually make a difference, as you can see, you know, on the different things we use. For instance, on my website, you know, for my, just my profile makeover package that we're offering, which I do within my package over here, I'm charging you know, $900 just for this one alone. So if you go to my profile makeover, I'm charging just by this one itself, without the, you know, the ongoing more on strategy session. You're getting none of what David offers on my profile. I'm just charging $900 for this alone. So this is, I think personally, this is a great deal. Oh, go to the last slide here. I clicked on the wrong button here. So once again, if you have any questions at all, and then once again, Dave and I are going to send you this, you know, this information for attending our webinar today.
Already, they're
awesome,
in the
great.
chat box.
Okay. Anybody have any questions at all? Unmute yourselves, ask them, stick them in the chat box. I'll be happy once again to answer for them, to answer you now, right now. Okay, well, we must have done a phenomenal job, man, because no one has any questions at all. We want to thank you all for being here today, and we're going to reach out to you by email to see if you want any help. Once again, David sent you the link, or is going to email you the link to our page where you can purchase the offer. If you want to talk to us beforehand, before you buy it, we'd be happy to talk to you about it, about how exactly how it works. But, you know, it's pretty simple. I'm going to do my stuff on LinkedIn for you. Dave's going to do his stuff. You're going to be able to talk to us on a regular basis. We're going to hold your hand and show you how to do things. We'll explain things to you. And, you know, on my side for LinkedIn, I'm going to do almost all the work for you, as opposed to you doing it. And then we're going to have a 2-hour Zoom session where once I do the work for you on your profile, I'm going to work with you to actually show you and talk to you exactly what you should do step by step on LinkedIn to actually use it for lead generation and marketing, including the event platform.
Yeah, and with my program, what I'll do is work with you as you go through the e-learning process to help you implement that.
Perfect. Well,
Thanks
thank you
for
all very
your
much.
time today. Yeah, and look forward to, if you want, you've got our email addresses. Please shoot questions or any information you'd like, send it off to us by email. And you've got our contact information as well from the email we sent out earlier. So look forward to chatting with you all and hopefully catch up to you just before Christmas time and get 2021 kicked off to a good start for your businesses.
Yeah.
Take care.
And if you're talking to us, Brian, we can't hear you. You're muted. So thanks a lot, people. Just just call us afterwards. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Okay.
You might have to unmute him, Alan.
I've unmuted everybody. I'm gonna click on the unmute button themselves. There we go. So, okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.